you guys, how you doing? It's Henry at Mowers and Blowers. Good morning. I've had this thing for about 2 years. I tried selling it for $40 on Craigslist. A few bites, but people just don't read the description. The engine runs. It's one of those auto choke power washer engines. It's a 6 horsepower Briggs Quantum engine, right? And it runs. Missing a gas cap. But I tried this a couple of years ago and the water pump is busted, like most power washers that you find on the street, which is where I got this from. This engine is a good quantum engine, it runs. So I have 2 push mower decks that I could put it on. But to convert a power washer engine to a lawnmower engine is difficult because sometimes the crankshaft is extra short. So for it to be adapted to work on a lawnmower, you need one of those really long blade adapters that will get the blade down to where the level of the push mower lip is. Also, sometimes these crankshafts don't have a threaded crankshaft that you can put a bolt in there to secure the blade. So if it doesn't have that, I'm just going to strip this engine for its parts. Like I said, the gas tanks to these things, they all sell pretty well for like 20-30 bucks, you know what I mean? So if I was going to try to sell this engine for 40 bucks, I could just sell a gas tank on eBay for 30, you know? And all the other parts would be useful too. But we're going to remove this engine today because I want to keep this stand as an engine stand. It works great to be an engine stand. I have a few already. Removing this engine should be pretty simple. Just remove the 3 bolts that are holding it. Or maybe not that simple. A lot of stuff in the way. Hold the other thing. That's one. Oh, that thing's in the way. That's 2. That ought to be it. I need an engine stand for this engine. Boom, just like that. Yeah, that's a really short crankshaft. And it is threaded. There it is. There's the pump. I don't really mess with these things too much, but I know this doesn't work. So I'm gonna just chuck it. Now I've got myself an engine stand. Why do we need engine stands? Well, so that you can put lawn tractor engines on it and it won't spill the oil out like this one did and created a mess. Look, just like my engine stand that I use for my welder. Excellent. As you can see, I've got this project that I whipped out. I screwed up that engine because while trying to figure out why it wouldn't start, I stripped the crankshaft bolt on the flywheel, and then now you can't put the flywheel bolt back on to secure the cup. And so that engine runs. I figured out why it didn't run. Well, when I took off the cover, I didn't study the intake manifold well. If you look at the intake manifold was bad. Therefore, it wouldn't start because it was leaking too much. It had a huge vacuum leak, and that's why it didn't start. So it was as simple as an intake manifold that was cracked. but instead I stripped the crankshaft. So now you can't tighten anything on that, so therefore this engine you can't use unless you change the crankshaft, which is a lot of work for a push mower engine. So I'm going to try to fabricate that engine onto here. And as you can see, that crankshaft is very short. This is the length that it should be, see? So it's the power washer one stops here, so I need another 2 or 3 inches. So the only way you can add the 2 or 3 inches is to put on a long crankshaft adapter, blade adapter, which I have one of these, but this doesn't look long enough. And the only other one I have is this long one here. This one adds the 3 inches, but will it fit on that crankshaft? It's like a big puzzle. Ooh, see, the diameter is too big. So it doesn't look like I'm gonna be able to do this. Unless I take the crankshaft out of here and replace it with that one. But that's just way too much work for a push mower, you know? So, I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do now. Maybe put this away and just strip this engine for parts. Wait for another engine. I get engines here and there. So what I did was I took the key out of this one because this blade adapter has its own built-in key. And this diameter fits perfectly on here. You just drive a bolt there. So I wanted to see the length. So you took the screwdriver and pushed it right up to the seal. Put my finger there, that's how long it is. And I compared it to this one with the seal. And it's almost the same. I think less than a ½ inch shorter. So I think that'll do. So I'm just gonna go ahead and try to put this engine on here. Found a crankshaft bolt that was long enough. The other one, because the crankshaft was so short, it wouldn't fit. So I had to find the exact right thread, which I did, because I've got a million nuts and bolts that I've accumulated over the years. And also this blade adapter is perfect because it's the 4-star MTD kind, and it fits perfectly. Just hope this bolt fits. 9/16. That's on there. Actually, maybe not, because this washer is rubber. Didn't notice that. I have to find a better washer. I wasn't able to secure the engine onto the deck with the original engine mounting bolts because this was a power washer engine. The holes were not threaded. That's why I just used the original mounting bolts for the power washer on here. It's nice and tight. Let me find a washer for this, and then we should be good to go. Found a metal washer now. Yep, there's no flex now. So there we go. Engine is mounted with the blade adapter and the blade, and you know, it is, you can see there's about an inch between this and that and the lip. It should be about ½ an inch, but you know, give or take, not really all that important. As long as the blade doesn't hit the sides of this thing, it should be all right. Okay, now to adapt a engine that's designed for a power washer where it doesn't include a bail cable thing. So this is off of the old one. It's the entire brake kill mechanism, and for me to try to fabricate this on the other side on there so that we can use the brake cable thing. If that doesn't work, then there will be no brake cable thing, and we'll just start this up with the choke and on throttle, and it should start and run. But it's dangerous for the consumer because there's no way to stop it unless you turn that off. Because with the power washer, there's no danger in it. You know, there's no blades, you know. So I want to try to use the brake cable on here first. And then, of course, this has been sitting for 2 years. So goodness gracious, dear me, will it even start? I do have to also find a gas cap too. Wow, it actually has some fluid in there. Feels good. Has good oil in it too. Let's take the top cover off. As you can see, this assembly here that's attached to the wire, the 2 holes in here did not have threads, so I just made threads by driving it in there. So this bracket is on there, disconnected the magneto kill wire from that assembly, and attached this kill wire to this brake bail handle flywheel stop. And there you go, see? As you can see, the brake pad works as it should and touches the flywheel. So that's all set. I'm gonna put this back now. Still don't know if the engine runs. Okay, I put gas in it and I got a gas cap. I put gas in it Let's see if this thing starts. You guys think it'll start? It's on show. About that, huh? A successful conversion of a power washer engine onto a lawnmower. Smooth sounds great. I'm stoked. Now I'm gonna put this pull-on cover on it, make it complete. There we go. Looks stock now. So there it is. There is a successful conversion of putting a power washer engine, fabricating it and modifying it so that it works on a lawnmower. Bigger blade adapter, adding a brake flywheel kill mechanism to it, so it works with the bale cable. Runs just great, huh? That was interesting. We'll see you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers.
Next time on Mowers and Blowers.